Hey everybody, what's up? It's Devin,
And Michelle.
LaVore.
Coming at you.
Coming at ya.
And
So, oh
little
yeah,
guy.
little guy. You won't be able to see him much, but he's in the video again because he's wide awake. And are you guys getting tired of seeing this hoodie yet? I wear it like pretty much every night because it's freezing in here. I'm the warm person, she's the super cold person. Well, vice versa.
Yeah.
You're the hot person, so you need it to be like
Cold.
freezing. Just kicked on just now. Me in the I don't like the winter, but man, it's nice. You get to have cocoa, get to be warm all the time. I love it. So opposites.
They attract.
So she's gonna be more than a prop this time.
Yes.
She got a little sleep.
A
But
little.
I got another vision from the Lord tonight in regards to the I put out a video talking about that the Lord over the next 21 days there was going to be this feast time thing going on, and I was like, okay, what exactly does that mean? Because you get a vision and then it's like, okay, well, how is that really going to pan out? What's that really going to look like, right? Because as we know in the book of Revelation, there's not going to be an actual beast with 7 heads coming out of the sea and gobbling up stuff. It represents things. And so I'm like, okay, well, so I'm just like, well, whatever, Lord, you're going to do what you're going to do, and we're going to be cool with it.
Yeah.
Right? We're not in a hurry. And it's really cool because tonight, this is my day off normally. But I just felt like, oh man, I have to get this out. And I felt like the release from the Lord to do it. And so I got this vision of just a bunch of people. Like we were in this palace, okay? And it's like we just came out of the wilderness, and the first place we get to in this palace is like this little foyer, whatever. I hope I'm saying that word right. And it looked like the way it looks when you're going between classes, the bell rings, and then suddenly the hallway fills with kids, going here and there and everywhere. That's what it was like. It was like this little hallway area, and there was just a bunch of us there, and we were all taking off our clothes. And I felt like, and that was pretty much the gist of the vision. And I knew just on the other side of the door was the banquet table. It was the banquet hall. I knew it. I just felt like the Lord was saying that we have to have the proper attire to get in to this banquet. Meaning when we cross over, we have to cross over with the right heart. Because I felt like that's what the Lord was saying. He was like, this past 7 days, you know what I've been doing? I'm showing you in this vision what I've been doing. I've been having you get rid of your old clothes. I've been having you get rid of your old thinking. I've been having you adopt the right clothing, the right thinking, the right way of seeing and being and doing, And that's why I think the intensity of the warfare has been so intense, because the enemy has hit all those super weak areas, and the Lord was like, that's awesome. Yeah, that's good. Do that. Because we need to see that there are weak areas there. It's like when they test an oil pipeline. They just flood it with this high pressure water, and that high pressure water shows where there's leaks.
Yeah.
You don't want any leaks in your oil pipeline. Yeah. And then you're like, okay, a little finishing touches here and there, right? And so I just felt like that's what the Lord has been doing. He's saying like, that's not what I'm getting ready to do. He's saying that's what I've already been doing.
Yeah. These
past 7 days, which is why it's been so intense, and why there's been such a heart-rending and such a it's a changing of the guard, so to speak. But your old guard is your old heart, your old way of thinking, your old way of doing. And now you have to put on the new attire. Because going into the promised land, you have to think differently. You can't think like the nation of Israel. You have to think like Joshua and Caleb. You know what I mean? Yeah. So why don't you share what you got out of that vision?
So, we were talking about actually tonight we were talking about forgiveness with our kids, and it ties into just the banquet and everything, because part of just having the right heart and having, the right attire when you go in. And for me, I really felt like God was just, I don't know, it just really hit me today of just how, like, we don't really deserve anything. Like, God, we messed up. We're the ones that sin, and then he gives us Jesus so we can get forgiven. But then on top of that, he still gives us, like, rewards and blessings. And it's like, but even those, it's like, we haven't, I mean, even if you're following God, it's not, I don't know, we don't even really deserve that. It's like we have relationship with God, but then on top of everything, he gives us even more. And so it was just kind of, for me, it's like having the heart of thanksgiving, and that's really what it was producing in me, is just this, like, immense amount of gratefulness for what God was doing.
Yeah.
In having that kind of heart versus the kind of entitled mentality of just like, well, Lord, I've been serving you all these years and I deserve this. Like, you need to give this to me. And so, yeah, it just produced this really thankful heart in me. And even just, I think might have been yesterday, we were talking about time, like, and timing, and I felt like I just got to a place for myself. I think Devin did, like, the night before or something.
Yeah.
But even just really actually appreciating and being thankful and grateful for the process that God has us on. Because there's been many times where I really was getting angry with God over how long things were taking, and
like way beyond
just not
patience.
understanding, like, why is this taking so long, and, like, when is this gonna happen?
47 prophecies later.
Yeah.
It's like,
Exactly. But I think God just brought my heart, and I think it's the attire that's needed before he can give you the feast, he's just really shown me the timing is perfect, and that I can actually enjoy the process. This whole time, that was one thing, the word that God gave us was,
like a year ago,
enjoy this time. And I think for a long time I thought of it as, okay, just enjoy it, like, have fun, but it's so much more than that. And I think I finally understand that now, of just, like,
at the very end.
Yeah, at the end. It's like, oh, I get it now. Of enjoying the journey that God has been taking us on, even though it's been difficult and it's been hard. It's all been for our good, and all of it is so that we can enjoy the blessings that God wants to put on us even more. And we talked about how, you really you don't want to short circuit the timing. And I don't know how many times I prayed, like, Lord, please just let it happen, like, today. Like, let it happen tomorrow. Like, come on, make this go faster. And it hasn't. And I'm really thankful that God didn't answer those prayers, because it's like when, you have fruit growing on a tree. If you pick it too early, it's going to have a bitter taste to it. And
yeah, I remember you talking about that. Yeah.
It's like when it's fully ripe, and you just, say it's a peach, it's finally fully ripe, and you bite into it, it's just, you're just like, wow, this is amazing, and you just really enjoy it. But had you picked it, like, a couple weeks before, it would have been like, this is disgusting, like, gross.
It would have been hard.
Yeah.
And you would have had to put it in a grandma paper bag.
Yeah. And even then,
set it up and just be like, wait for it to ripen.
Yeah. And even then,
it would have taken a lot longer to ripen too.
And it wouldn't even be as good as if you had just waited. And I felt like God was just showing me that he wants us to just really enjoy the blessing that he's going to give us. But in order to do that, he has to take his time and, take out the things that don't need to be there, that will actually hinder your ability to enjoy the blessing. And tonight he did that for me, as far as just like, I don't know, I just feel so much thankfulness, and it's not this like, okay, well, you finally, thank you, Lord, you finally answered our prayers and gave us what we wanted, because that really is that entitlement, like, well,
and it's easy for that to creep in, isn't it?
It is.
It's easy for that to creep in, and
versus just, really, like, I know
going from
that
humility to pride.
Yeah.
And
it's like, I know that we don't deserve anything that God's getting ready to give us, but I am so unbelievably thankful that he loves us so much that he does want to bless us. And so it's been really, this week has actually been really awesome. It's been hard. Devin had some really difficult days this last week.
Y'all saw the video.
And even myself, like, God has brought up a lot of just hard things. But, like, right here, right now, I just look at it and I think, wow, thank you so much, God, that you care about every little detail. It's like when you are getting dressed for a feast. You do everything. You make sure you get your hair, your makeup, you got your jewelry, you've got the dress, you got to make sure, and even usually, like, when it's a banquet, like, especially for girls, but even guys, like, your dress and your attire, it's very precise. Like, you're not going to just go out and get
something special's happening.
Yeah,
you're going to this very special thing that just doesn't normally happen.
Yeah, you're not just going to go to
like
Walmart and get some dress.
It's like, where are you going, man? You looking sharp. Where are you going? Oh, I'm just going up to CVS real quick.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just like, God is into every single little detail, just
because he wants it to just be so perfect and spectacular.
Yeah, and it's just going to make the blessing that much more special.
Well, because it's like what you said. You said, like, Jesus died for us and we have a relationship with him. But it's like God's like saying, all right, great, you've come through the door. Jesus is the door. Now let me show you what you just are walking into.
Yeah.
Come on in. Let me show you the palace.
Yeah,
let me show you the kingdom. Let me show you all this stuff that's yours,
Mm-hmm.
And he's like super excited about it. Like when he was born, It's like we're super excited and we can't wait for him to grow up but of course we're enjoying the process of him growing up. But it's like, to be able to, like now Joa, he's 7 years old, and all the cool things we're able to share with him, and it's like, it's just exciting. So I would imagine, I know it's just that way for God too.
Yeah, he's super excited for all the guests and everybody that's gonna.
It's like we think that God's abandoning us, and we're disappointed and discouraged, and all these things that we deal with, but we don't realize it's like, wait, this was God's idea. It was God's dream. It was God's vision. It was something that he shared with us that he wanted to do in our lives. And it's like, he's not going to forget what he wants.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's easy to think the other way. And I think that's part of the whole getting rid of putting on the proper attire, putting on the right heart, and going in recognizing, like, wow, this is all the Lord to begin with anyway.
Yeah. I'm seriously just even sitting here, like, I'm just in awe. Like, so in awe that this isn't, it's not just what we want. It truly is, like, God desires these things way more than we do.
Yeah.
And, like, it's just, wow.
It is.
And so we are both just really excited.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm very excited.
Oh, let me throw this in there, because yesterday, my son, my 4-year-old son, he tries to get visions and words from the Lord, and we encourage him and all this stuff that that he hears. And there was one particular time that we felt like, wow, you really heard from the Lord just then. The Lord used you to say like, hey, I can even speak to a 4-year-old. Twice yesterday, he was like, God is upon us, you know? He just doesn't, and it's like the way he says it. It's like he doesn't normally do that. Because he is just he's like King David all the way, man. He's just playful, everything's fun, and you know, he's emotionally intense, but he's fun, you know? And he said that yesterday. And then yesterday you said, was it during prayer? You said a week of miracles or something like that. And it was a prayer, but it was almost like a declaration too. It was almost like God kind of letting us in, like this week coming up is going to be a week of miracles. And I was like, I felt the jolt in my spirit, like, hey, you know? And I was like, whoa. So I'm super excited for this next week because, you know, God's not showing me this vision of us being in the hallway, putting on the attire, saying, hey, this past week that you've been through has been crazy, but it was not for nothing.
Yeah.
It was to get all that stuff out. And not only that, but that coincides with the other vision that you had about God, about Jesus, you know, being there, unpacking things, which I did in my last stages video. You know, he's unpacking things, and then he's putting things in that we need to take across. Two same visions, basically, just communicating the same thing. So I'm pretty excited too. So, did you want to add anything else?
I don't think so. I mean, I just definitely am just super excited.
You are stoked, aren't you?
I am.
I can tell. You're pretty jazzed. Yes,
Yeah.
this is what she looks like when she's really excited. You're like, yeah, I'm really excited. It's like Eeyore with the...
Well, you know, there's the tire. There's a slight tire factor in there.
Yeah, I'm surprised you could actually do as well as you did tonight. Yay! Give her a hand clap. Come on, people.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, I hope you guys are excited because I'm just going to say, man, a lot of times I get a vision like that, and there might be, I got this one vision called A Tidal Wave from the Sky. You can see that up there. But this big tidal wave poured out on this field of wheat, and then these people rose up from the field of wheat. But there was only maybe 12 or 15 people. And I was just like, what? Where are all the people? The Lord has just poured out this massive blessing. Where are all the people? That's a whole other thing. But it's like in this vision, I saw a bunch of people. There were a bunch of people in this hallway, you know?
So that's awesome.
Yeah, and I was just like, wow, it was like a school. That's what it reminded me of. And I was like, great. There's a lot of people here that are going to come in.
Well, if you're going to have a feast, you got to have a lot of people there.
So for those of us who are just coming after the Lord, I feel like this word is for us. You know, it's like, this is what I've been doing this past week. But, all right. So, I'm excited.
Yeah.
So, you know, and the enemy's probably going to try to come against us with a little bit of disappointment. You know, I don't care, bro. I'm going to keep taking one more step in front of the other, and I'm not going to stop. And I'm going to receive, just like Shelly L. said. They believed and they received the promises. Although she was reading from a scripture, but it's the same thing. This is how my brain works. I process. I connect with people. So, anyway, so we'll see you guys later.
Yeah.
Okay?
Bye.
Later, dude.
Later.
Oh my gosh, together we're like double goofy. See you later.
Oh, my nose itches.